Now, the eyedropper tool seems like a subject that would be very easy to explain. However, it's a little more complicated than that, and there's eyedroppers that are located pretty much all over Photoshop, so let's take a look at where they're located. Number one, of course, is the toolbar, and when we click on it, we see a drop-down list that comes up with an eyedropper tool and then the color sampler tool. These work very, very closely together, and more than likely you'll use both anytime you use either. The 3D material eyedropper tool really is used more for graphic arts types applications and not so much in image manipulation. The ruler tool, the note tool, and the count tool, those are orphan tools that are probably just thrown in this drop-down list for lack of any place else to put them, quite honestly. It's an organizational throwaway thing. So we'll just ignore these three down here. I think they're self-explanatory. The color sampler tool works similar to the eyedropper tool in that when you put the eyedropper over an area of the image, when we click on the information palette, we'll notice that the RGB values and the CMYK values are displayed. Now, the default setting is to display them as an 8-bit. Let's take a look at what happens when we change these to a 16-bit. The number becomes a lot larger. Now, why is that, class? The reason, obviously, is because a 16-bit image has many more colors in it, much more finesse in the tonal range of the colors, and so the specific number regarding each color in the RGB color space is going to be larger. So, in order to make it simple, and only in order to make it simple, we're going to do an 8-bit sample on the eyedropper, although we're not changing the fact that this is a 16-bit image. We're simply going to an 8-bit display, which just makes it a lot easier to glance at and adjust. So when we go around, we can see the numbers change. We come into the skin, and they change considerably. Number one, because it's a bright image, and it's a reddish, brownish type tone instead of the darker, grayish, blackish type tone. So you can see as we move around, those numbers change. Now the eyedropper tool works as a sampler. When we click on it, we see this palette area down here changes color. Let's go to the skin, click on that, and we can see that that color is then deposited on this palette. If we click on the palette to get the color picker, we can see a little more detail about what is actually happening. And so when we click on the blue, that color is represented right here. We click on a reddish area, or pink as it is now, and that's reflected up here as well. So it's a sampler. The outside area is neutral gray on the circle, and of course the bottom half of the circle is the last sampled color, and the top of the inner circle is the present color that we're looking at. And you can see how that works. Simply a history of this areas being sampled.